I'm a chef originally from Hong Kong, but I moved to Canada a long time ago. So I do have some TV program in Vancouver and Hong Kong too. And also I have my cooking studio in Hong Kong, and I do a lot of different shows like online or printed or on media. Wow. It's a really challenged thing. I mean, for the past, I'm counting my fingers. I think it's coming 2 years during the pandemic. I think the first year I have to, recharge and review and rethink what I should do, and personally and also for my business, because most of my business is in overseas, and because of the lockdown, everything, I can't personally be there. And I have been, rethinking what is the model for the future business, and also, how we are going to move on. So for the first year, I spent a lot of time doing a lot of like personally research of really what I want to do, or should I just, close the business, because I've got a lot of friends. No, I'm serious. I got a lot of friends, like either really close business friends or good friends. They are in F&B business or even in my same shoes. A lot of them, they closed down their business. I have so many planned business things that I have to, finish, but unfortunately, because of the lockdown. So gradually, first year is really hard, but slowly, I think started last year in December. My family adopted 2 dogs. So that makes me a really big change, because I was thinking about, okay, my business is always focused on healthy eating, right? For human beings, or for like special needs, or for corporate. But when I adopted 2 dogs, when I look at the dogs, it's like, well, they're animals, of course, but it's also my family members. So I started to use them as part of my goal to think about, okay, if I create something for like us, human beings, to eat healthy, why couldn't I could do something for my 2 girls, the dogs, right? So started last December, I create a lot of new recipe for animals, and I could share with you. People would think about animal food, human being can't eat. No, human being could eat the animal food, except inside the ingredients, we don't add seasonings, we don't, add other preservative. Everything is natural. It's same as human being. So that's the reason why at last December I started to like switch a bit, like using existing human being recipe to develop into, animal recipe. So this year I created, you can't believe it, doggy mooncakes with TCM ingredient. TCM is traditional Chinese medicine ingredient applied into it. So I of course I have to test it. I have to do a lot of research, right? So this is something that really changed my business model, and also changed my personal, view of like, being, as I always said, eat well, live well, and be well. So it really changed my thinking about being as a chef. It's not just only being a chef. A chef can do a lot of things, not just only for human being. We could do a lot of things for like, animals or things around us. Oh yeah, no, I did. I think about really seriously about the coming years. Of course, on the business side, definitely we have to change the business model. And also because of the big competition nowadays in F&B business, and also in teaching and whatever. So the pet food is one of my new products, and we will be, keep on creating more. And then the other things on the business side that I'm thinking about, and I'm planning to do it, is the health well. We will share with people how to really live well. It means that I will partner with some TCM and also some specialists to focus on sharing lifestyle and recipe with my clients or with my studio member, and also with the community. And personally, my personal life, I think I will spend more time in the local communities, supporting local communities. And also, I mean, personally, I do have a village school that I support in Cambodia. That is coming up 5 years now. So I will still continue supporting the village school in Cambodia. And that is what I'm planning for 2022 and the years coming. It started in a small donation, not money-wise. That is back to 2017. We donate a lot of used stationeries. Of course, personally, I buy some new stationery. So at that time, we support the whole school with old or used stationeries, including like elementary school up to high school, like pencils, copybooks, whatever. And then last year, myself and my family, we donate the whole school uniforms. Yeah, because it's a really, the reason why I support the village school is also because of my dad. My dad, he is orphans back when he was a kid, and my dad grown up in a small village. So that's the reason why I want to, it just only give back to the communities. And also, I did pay a visit to the village school, and the kids, all the uniforms, you can't believe it. You have to pay for it. If you don't pay for it, you can't go to school. They can't go to school. Either their family is poor or either they don't have money to buy the uniform. There's so many issues in Cambodia. So last year we donate 265 uniforms from elementary up to grade 8. So because of the pandemic, we can't do anything, right? But we will still keep donating to the village school in Cambodia. For so many years, I've been in Vancouver over 30 years. People have been asking me this. I could tell you, no. The reason why is Hong Kong style cuisine is really unique, and it's really preference to different people, right? But overall, the majority, the Hong Kong style cuisine is, to me, is a bit, I shouldn't say that, overrated here. No, this is my personal thought. I have so many chefs, good friends and good chefs that I know in Hong Kong. The dishes that they cook and the cuisine that they create is, you can't find it in other places. But the reason why people think the dim sum and other Chinese cuisine or Hong Kong style cuisine is really good here is because I think it's really personal preference, and you miss that, what you call once in a while, I want a 油炸鬼, I want a curried fishball or fishball noodles or wonton noodles, right? So I think this is one thing that you miss. But if you ask me whether they're really good in Vancouver or in Canada, I think it's a bit overrated. Fermentation it applies in the old days because we don't have fridge. We want to keep things longer. We want to, historiographic thing. But nowadays, I would prefer, to eat fresh ingredients and, because of my health-wise, whatever stuff, right? But one thing I have been doing, and I still doing it, is the salted egg yolks. The reason why is it's part of the fermentation too. It brings me all my childhood memories. When I was a kid, my dad, because of my family is really poor. I mean, when I was a kid, although my dad is a chef, right? So usually we don't have, much time or much money to buy eggs. In the old days, eggs are, quite a bit, cost some money. So sometimes you use like salted eggs. He will boil the salted eggs, cut it into half, and then serve with the rice and with the congee and some of the pickle, veggie that he made. That is in the old days. And that brings me my memories. And also is because he used the salted eggs to make mooncake too. So this is one ingredient I always want, keeps in my mind that if I want to do fermentation, I would do this, like salted eggs. So in the old days, I won't do it because you could buy it anywhere. You could buy it in supermarket. But lately, I found out that a lot of shops, they sell the salted egg yolks. They use a lot of chemicals. So that's the reason why nowadays I'll do my fermentation. I use my egg yolks, duck eggs, to turn it into salted egg yolks, and then I will apply to my dishes. The Chinese sausage, right? The dry Chinese sausage. My dad in the old days, he will, what is the Chinese English name for that? It's like he will dry a whole duck. Of course, you put a lot of marinate things, but he will just dry, just like we dry the beef. But I remember he will dry the fermented duck, hang it up, and let it sit, in wintertime, let it sit in the open area for a month or two. The reason why he told me that, he wants to, have his own fermented salted duck, and also his thought is we could keep it for the whole year on because of the family financial issue. This year I created Confusion, Canada fusion, Korean rice bowl. The reason why when you approached me, you told me that this year is Korean, right? The theme. So the first thing that came to my mind definitely is not kimchi. The second thing I think about, okay, what is good? Canada, we could cook the dish. Is healthy, tasty, and is everybody will like it. Even Caucasian, Asian, everybody. So I think about, okay, rice bowl. So I think about the Korean beef rice bowl. So that's the reason why I sent you the recipe. Is that rice bowl inside included Hong Kong style stir-fried rice, the Taiwanese tea eggs, the Korean spicy sauce, of course the Korean side dish, and it's the original way that we cook the rice bowl, and we use the Canadian beef. So that's the reason why I use all those our local ingredients, but different countries' cuisine apply into this unique Confusion rice bowl. Hi everyone, I'm Chef Denice. I'm really honored to be part of the TAIWANfest 2021, and this year we focus on Taiwan crossover Korea. So today I'm going to demonstrate a really popular dish in Korea. It's the Korean beef rice bowl, but I make it a really interesting twist with Hong Kong stir-fried rice, the Taiwanese tea egg, and of course the Korean beef rice bowl. but most of the ingredient I will pick in locally market, like we will use the Canadian beef to make the dish. So I hope you like it. This is the Taiwanese tea egg. So what you need to do is to cook the hard-boiled egg first, and then soak it into cold water, and then you use a spoon to break the shell. And then for the sauce, we have the soy sauce, water, cinnamon stick, we have star anise, and also the fennel seeds. You put everything into the pot, and then you bring it to a boil, and then you add the boiled eggs, and then cook it for 10 minutes and let it cool. And for the Korean beef, I use the beef tenderloin. So what you need to do is to add the marinade with soy sauce, apple sauce, garlic, sesame oil with mirin, rice vinegar with a little bit sugar. You marinate for like 30 minutes to 1 hour, but the best to marinate overnight because the beef will have more aroma into it. So we put it aside first because we have to, let it sit for a while. This is the special Korean sauce. So we use the Korean chili paste. You add into the bowl, and then we add the garlic, minced garlic. And then we add the sushi rice vinegar, and then we have to add the sugar. And then we add the soy sauce. And then we mix it together, and then we set it aside. So this Korean sauce will serve with the rice bowl. Okay, now we add oil into the saucepan. We're going to cook the Hong Kong style stir-fried rice. So this is the dry scallop. You soak into the water until it's softened, and then you use your hands to shred it. And then we add the cooked multi-grain rice. So we cook the stir-fried rice until the rice is a bit heated through. And then we add the egg whites. So the egg whites you have to beat in a bit, and then you add into the stir-fried rice, and then you stir-fry it, cook it until everything is cooked and the rice is heated through. So this is the base for the rice bowl. So at the end we add the green onion and stir it. And then also set aside and keep warm. So now we are cooking the beef tenderloin. We add the oil into the frying pan. And then we add the marinated beef tenderloin. The temperature of the pan has to be high heat. So we cook both sides for 5 minutes, and then we'll turn to the other side and cook it. So after the beef tenderloin is cooked, we set it aside, cut into slices, and then we dish up the dish with the Taiwanese tea, eggs, and then the rest of the Korean style veggie, and also with the Korean sauce. This is my version of Confucian Korean rice bowl, so I hope everyone like it.